Broadcasting live from sunny South Florida and the best way to start your Saturday. This is KMA Talk Radio. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of fine cigars. And now your KMA crew. The man with the scoop, William Cooper. Alex the Goat Tavella. And always telling it like it is, Honest Abe Dababneh.
I like to smoke them like the Winston Churchill. Like John Kennedy, yeah. Remember Coach Red Auerbach, smoked up for victory, yeah. Well, you can take my wife, you can take my car, but you can't take my big cigar. My cigar, yeah.
Good morning to all our loyal listeners, libertarians, and lovers of the leaf. Honest Abe here, and we are broadcasting KMA Talk Radio live. And as always, I'm here with my trusted crew, the man many of you address as the GOAT, Alex Tavella. Our dear friend, always bringing us industry news, teaser, and rumor-free, William the Scoop Cooper, and the man, the Mountie from the North. Mountie, right? Yeah, Canadian Mounties. Yeah, the Mountie from the North, the man they call the surgeon, our dear friend, John McTavish. Good morning, genitalia.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
We need to seriously consider something now, having John on the show in the current day and age. I feel like I'm a little beside my mic, so let me fix that. John, I'm actually
I'm excited to hear this.
I'm disappointed that you didn't point that out, John, that I was kind of beside my mic. But what happens if we go to war with Canada? What do we do? I mean, it's closer than ever, I feel
It'll be short. It'll probably happen to be over between episodes.
Yeah, I mean, the war would be short, but the insurgency would be long. So what I'd have to do is I'll have a mobile cam, and basically I'll be, in the field with a mobile cam. Now, the challenge becomes smoking, right? Because I can't smoke because I'll give away my position. Give away your position. Right?
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So I have to figure out, so it'd be some new technology to figure out how I can smoke with, I'll probably have to read some books about, like, how did they do it in the 1700s? Like, how did the First Nations people go on a war party? I mean, obviously they were smoking. So how do you hide that?
The citizens will approach the troops and they'll be like, "Are you hungry? Can we bring you some breakfast?" During the insurgents. Mm-hmm. I'm going to tell you something. The reputation of Canadians being extra nice. I posted one of many replies of this long thread of customer service chat. I decided to take a break this week from customer service because I was just
burned out.
Yeah, I was burned out. The threshold and tolerance of, Oh,
I know.
Getting bad. But that guy was actually from Canada and probably one of the nastiest, rudest people.
Really?
Yes, he was a Canadian customer.
French Canadian?
His whole point was he got pissed off because after we shipped his product, the Postal Service routed the delivery through Australia.
That's weird.
I mean, it happens.
It does happen.
It happens here in the States.
How is that your fault? How is that your fault?
That's not your fault.
Listen, it wasn't even that. I could understand the frustration over shipping, but he started calling us scammers. I know you Miami Hialeah people. And I could tell him, dude, we're nowhere near Miami. Oh. And I don't even know what that means. Miami Hialeah people. I mean, it was just such a elongated, awful text, messaging back and forth.
Well, on behalf of Canadians, I apologize for his behavior.
I literally said to myself when I'm talking, aren't you guys supposed to be nice and polite? That's like the reputation you have. Yeah. But yeah, man, I just took a break. But look, the one thing about so there's a threshold, ultimately professional, ultimately nice, because usually I get the problematic ones, right? The warehouse team try to deal with it.
Yeah.
And then all right, this guy's out of control, Abe. It's all yours. Yep. And once I break that threshold, it's just always with sarcasm and humor. You know what I'm saying? Even when they come back with "go fuck yourself" and all this shit, it's just, it's in the way I look at it is, even if you take my comment, my reply, and you go post it socially trying to make us look bad,
right?
I think we look good. We're dealing with a lunatic just being sarcastic and funny and humorous, and I get to vent a little. I know I probably shouldn't.
That's my one regret of my time working at Smoke Inn. I never actually got to building that "your money's no good here" pop-up that I wanted to build.
Yeah, Alex, because Alex would see them even though he wouldn't like interact with them. He's like, we need to, because a lot of times we just get to the point where like we just don't want you as a customer.
100%.
Your cancerous attitude, your nasty mentality. No business is worth anybody on my team having to deal with that.
And listen, and you're you're not even nasty about it. You send a nice like, maybe just go shop somewhere else.
Yeah.
Email. Like better for all parties.
Yeah, it's the best for all parties if you find somewhere else to do business. That's all. Which of course, right? After they've been rude, been nasty, tell us what a piece of shit organization is. When you send them that message, they become more offended.
Oh yeah.
You're doing what? Dude, you don't want to shop with us. What's the problem here? So Alex wanted to make a pop-up so that if they ever tried to log back in,
your business is not. You know what? I think that would be hysterical. There's nothing like shining someone on like, and I used to love back in the day when I had the power to do it. I would say, yeah, or they'd say like, I'm going to take my business elsewhere, and we'd say, yeah, I think you should. And they'd be like, what? It's like, yeah, I think we all agree that you should take your business elsewhere. I think you've got a terrible attitude, and you're not allowed to treat our people like this, and you just shop somewhere else. Bye.
Yeah, my favorite is, I've been a long time customer. You have been. You've placed 3 orders over the last 16 years.
Also, that doesn't entitle you to treat people like garbage.
No,
right?
No amount of money entitles anybody to treat people like garbage, and especially is because it's gotten to me. You've already agitated and was rude and disrespectful to 1 or 2 other members of my team first. You know what I'm saying? Even on the retail floor, I've always handled harshly anybody who got really nasty with my staff.
I was just going to say that. I was just going to say it's not just an internet rule, because even on the retail, I had a very clear line. If somebody is literally going to try to hold up a sale because of their Abe's friend and get a special discount, they're not Abe's friend, because Abe's friend would have just paid the fucking payment and said, hey, do me a favor, can you remind them about my discount?
Or whatever the issue is, they would just have done whatever they was at the time and called me or messaged me later. But yeah, I always say they don't get paid for your abuse. I get paid for your abuse. So if you want to abuse anybody, and interestingly enough, when that happens, when it gets to that point, it's amazing how the tone of the whole conversation changes.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Because people like that have a sense of people who don't like conflict, don't want to, will sit there and just take abuse before they finally say, hey, enough's enough, get the fuck out of the store. And a lot of times my staff will never feel that comfortable ever saying it, even if it's justifiable. Totally.
Yep. But you send me his information, Abe. I'll figure out where he is, and I'll give him the hockey jersey special, and we'll take care of business on our end.
Yeah, so I'm taking a 2-week hiatus from really responding to any serious customer service issues. If somebody's really nasty, they'll just have to handle it. It's almost become like a humanitarian mission. Like the second guy that put me on tilt, I really said, tomorrow's a better day. Maybe you'll be a better human being. And then it just went back and forth. I said, well, we still have hope. It's not tomorrow yet. And then at the end of all his nastiness, because when they go vulgar, I even made a statement like it takes a weak mind and complete laziness to result to vulgarity, which means you have really nothing relevant to say. Then he did a ChatGPT thing, because I could tell, because now it was a real long, completely articulate dialogue that actually had no vulgarity in it whatsoever. And then finally, I just got him to say, I guess we'll just agree to disagree. That was the smartest thing he said through the whole correspondence.
Yeah.
Right.
I didn't even respond to that. You're right. We can agree to disagree. I'm cool with that. The abuse and the vulgarity, that doesn't fly.
I mean, years in customer service positions, I don't do that. I just do the old, you know what? I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed. I'm disappointed that you're treating a customer like this.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed that you don't see the problem and that, this isn't a bigger issue for you. And yeah, that's it.
Hey, Preston, it's your birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Preston.
Yeah,
it is my wife's birthday today too. You guys share the same
Happy
birthday.
Brandy.
Yeah, there you go. Birthdays all around. Don, I got your message. Sorry I didn't post it yesterday. I took a picture. Don sent us like a whole box of 800 different flavored Kit Kats.
Oh my!
All the Japanese real flavors.
All the Japanese ones.
So it's
so
really
good.
It's really funny. I played a joke on Danny Briggs. So, we're planning to take a family trip to Japan this Christmas, and I've been learning Japan. I actually been learning Japanese really, really good. I'm using Primslur, which I never heard of it before it, but literally in like 10 lessons, I was having decent dialogues where Danny didn't believe me that I was doing it. So I had to show him, like, it would talk to me and I would respond. So it's actually pretty good to learn a language.
Yeah.
So I've been using Primslur, but I could speak it. I could get by now in the streets, and I'm only like maybe 30 days in, less than 30 days in, but you can't read it.
No.
So when we got all these Kit Kats, I got on Google Translate and I started imaging it, so I knew what the flavors were and whatever.
It's a cool feature, right?
It's a great feature. Google Translate. It's not just verbal, but you could like pick street signs, restaurant menus, and it just translates it into English. So I called them in the office and I go, "Here, you'll like this flavor." And he looks at it, "Oh no, it's like cherry nut." He goes, "No, yeah, it says right there, cherry nut." He's like, "Get the fuck out of here!" I'm telling you. So I made him think I actually could start reading Japanese.
A little psyop action.
Yeah, a little messing with his head.
I find.
Thank you for the Kit Kats. I have a picture. I hadn't posted it yet, Don, but thank you so much. Don McKnight keeps sending us all the diabetes goodies for the whole team. So
I don't understand why the United States is so behind on Kit Kats specifically.
I don't think a lot of those flavors would fly here, Alex. And the Japanese seem to have some obsession with Kit Kat.
Yeah, it's true. They have it's just one of those weird cultural things where they've just twigged on that and kind of gone buck wild. And, I mean, in a way that's very Japanese. And also the sort of flavors they come up with always make me chuckle because it's like, yeah, this is very on brand for Japanese. You just, persimmon or just,
yeah.
Like, what?
If you look at the amount of effort they've put into Kit Kat Japan with all the flavors, you would almost think there was a Japanese company that started there.
Yeah.
And we get the regular shit, So, but yeah, they have some kind of major obsession.
I will say I do like the matcha Kit Kat is actually a banger. Like that's
so
fan.
I do not understand, and especially going to Japan because everybody's talking about it, I don't understand what the obsession with matcha is. I tried it once. It tasted like fucking grass.
It does taste like grass. It's like
I agree.
Why are people flipping out over matcha like it's the greatest thing ever? I don't get it.
They've sweetened it in some of these like Starbucks drinks. I think is the issue. And I think people,
totally.
That's what's happened.
Yeah.
So you get these like green Starbucks drinks.
Yeah, matcha is. I'm not. One thing I definitely will not have in our trip is any form of matcha. Everybody says you should try it there because it's way different than anything you would ever get here. Which is true of everything.
Well, the Dubai chocolate was different in Dubai than you get here. I can tell you that.
Yeah, I suspect it's probably a little less sweet and a lot more nuanced in flavor. Yeah.
Yeah, the cheesesteaks are different in Philly than when you get them here. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah. Instead of being made with love, they're made with hate, right?
Relax.
So that's you can taste the hate in every bite.
Take
your sandwich and get the fuck out of here.
I didn't go to that place in Miami, but I had a pretty fucking solid cheesesteak when we went out to St. Pete. The Violet Stone, and actually even more solid pizza. It was a viral location that actually lived up to the virality. It was a fucking phenomenal place. Their cheesesteaks were absolutely fucking solid, and the pizza, which is really what they started with, but then they got famous. Dave Portnoy went there, reviewed them, and then talked about the cheesesteak, and the cheesesteak blew fucking up. But the pizza's phenomenal too. I mean,
it looks good.
I am not going.
I'm looking at this. This looks
have
good.
to send Coop and the goat there and give them the.
Yeah, it looks good.
I'm never going to be near. If I'm ever anywhere near that area, that place will always get a stop for me. The Violet Stone.
The cheesesteak looks good. The pizza looks good too.
It was solid.
It was good. Really looks a little extra burnt on a couple pizzas.
That's why I like that. I like that.
I kind of like that little burnt cheese.
I like a little char. I like a little char. Patsy's is that way. I went to Patsy's Wednesday for lunch. Patsy's that way. It's a little charred on the edges, but always good. But I haven't made it to that place down in Miami that supposedly has good cheese.
Started as a food truck.
Small food truck, bro. And then even when they had one location, you couldn't even sit down. It was like nothing. Now they got a very nice sit down area. It's like 2 separate buildings that they put into one place, and you can actually go and sit down and have a meal.
It's got to. I mean, that's got to be hard to go from cheesesteak or a food truck to a restaurant. I mean, you know, the money involved is, and the risk is insane.
Oh, well, our dear friend Ray.
Another comment, Coop. I also chose to ignore the comment.
Yeah. Well, no, now yeah. Don't ignore it.
Our dear friend Ray Malbert.
Ignore.
Our dear friend Ray Malbert did the same thing with Mouthhole Barbecues. It was a food truck for years until he opened up his first.
Kevin raves about that place. That's a place.
I rave about that place.
Yeah.
Look, if you like barbecue, truck, yeah.
If you're ever near Sarasota, man, head over there. It is totally worth it. Who was coming across the state? Maybe it was Juan Cancel.
It was Juan. Wasn't he supposed to bring it to you or something?
He did.
Oh yeah.
He stopped by, picked a bunch, and bought it down.
All right.
He actually did.
Yeah.
So totally worthy.
Here. Carlito says Presidente beer tastes better in the DR.
It does.
I believe it.
It really does.
I believe it too.
Yeah. I don't know if it's the water or just like you get off a plane and you're like, man, I could crush a couple Presidente at the airport, and the guy's got the bag there, and you're like, I'll pay whatever you're charging me for that bag, and he's like, you know, $5. I'm like, I will happily pay your $5, and I'm gonna crush 2 before I get on the bus or in the car.
Yep.
Yeah.
Interesting. Anything else you guys going on this weekend?
I'm gonna go see Bill Burr tonight. He got
nice.
Bill Burr?
Yeah.
I like Bill Burr.
I like to shine him on. I wear my Jets jersey just so he spots me in the crowd, because I know he's a Patriots lover through and through, and so every once in a while he'll see me and he'll just shake his head. I'm like, there we go. I got his attention. That's all I wanted.
That's funny. Yeah, my daughter came home from college. First week.
Weekend.
It was her mother's.
Gone a long time, babe.
It was her mother's birthday.
Fair.
Oh,
What
that makes
you want her to do?
Yeah.
What did you want her to do? But it was good to see her.
The whole 45 miles.
It was good to see her.
It was good to see her this weekend,
man.
What did I say to you, Abe, a couple of weeks ago? I said the same thing. You'll see her in a couple of weeks. I'm telling you.
Well, she knew she was going to come home for her mom's birthday no matter what.
Birthday, sure.
But,
okay, I understand that. Yeah.
Way to get her.
But
home.
I can already sense it, because now we've eaten at like dinner 5 times. We're all at the table, and there's one person missing like every day.
Yeah.
In another 2 years, we're going to be down to only 2 kids sitting at the table. I'm seeing it. I'm sensing it. How it's eventually going to be.
That will happen. That's
And at some point, we're just going to be left with the boy. Oh my God.
We have one left at home. Yeah, the youngest one's home. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's good for her to be here. But my wife doesn't want to do nothing. She wants to be simple, stay home, do stuff, whatever.
I get that. Sometimes, like I did a big soiree for my 50th, and then for my 51st, my wife's like, what do you want to do? I'm like, I don't know. Get a drink, smoke a good cigar. Like, I really don't,
One of my dearest friends from childhood, it was his birthday. So I was calling him like, you doing anything today? And it's really funny because, I never even acknowledge my birthday. For the 50th, my wife insisted on throwing me a party. That was probably the only party I had since childhood. Or I think when I first moved to Florida, I threw one on my 30th. But he's like, it's really funny because he's a financial advisor. And he goes, all I do is call men all day, all the time. And I know when their birthdays are. So I have to call them all for my birthdays. It's part of my job. And I asked them, hey, so what are you doing? And literally every single guy says, nothing. And he says, it's ironic that when we're young and we have the most birthdays ahead of us, we act like it's the biggest deal in the world. But then as we get older and we literally have a very limited amount of birthdays left, we don't give a shit anymore.
No.
You'd almost think it would be the other way around.
Yeah.
Yep.
I just want a little peace. That's all I want on my birthday. A little peace, a little time to enjoy a cigar without my phone blowing up or anything like that. That's all I ask. Simple.
Yeah, I'm not going to acknowledge it either.
That's for the best. Just
Just
let it pass on by. I just want to acknowledge 2 quick things because I was gone for one of the episodes. So number 1, the drinking age in Alberta is in fact 18. Hoorah. And number 2, what made me laugh about the NFL conversation is for years, as a fan of the NFL outside of the United States, it was extremely frustrating to try and watch any sort of football because, Like the only games that are carried are West Coast games, and it's like I don't want to watch Seattle play. Or they're like, okay, well, here's the Bills, and I'm like, okay, I also don't want to watch the Bills play. So neither of these teams are teams I want to watch. And then for a while, they're like, okay, you could buy the NFL package for $450, and I'm like, no. But now, in a weird twist of events, DAZN gives me every possible imaginable red zone, no blackout, postseason, preseason, hard knocks, everything, $25 a month. Everything.
That's painful.
I mean,
I know, because DAZN is like the worst. It's like worthless.
It is the worst.
We hate it for boxing. We hate it for boxing.
Yeah, it's terrible. But for whatever reason, they got to. I mean, I don't know how long it's going to last. You got to figure the NFL is going to get wise eventually and be like, no, dude, $25. That's crazy. We're changing your rights or yanking your rights. So yeah. Yeah, see, that's perfect.
That's the best way to do it.
That's exactly how I want to spend my birthday, with friends, smoking a cigar, having a nice drink, just chillax.
It's just one retarded comment after it's one silly comment after another. I don't even know what to say.
It's just let it hang out there and blow away in the breeze. It's just just don't acknowledge it.
You have the nuclear button.
Coop loves the nuclear button. Banned, muted.
See, the only problem is you can't. I wish they had a mute feature because they don't.
I know you can't. You can only kick them, and then if
you can only boot them out. I don't
then I don't think he can come back.
The one thing I'm kind of excited about is I'm going to start. I haven't been to a college football game since college or shortly after college, but I'm going to start going to some. I'm going to go down there, watch some of her games. But my nephew is up at UF, so I'm eventually going to go maybe get my daughter in town for a weekend and drive up. Or go to see a UF game up there. So kind of excited to go see college ball again.
My kids all got into college ball from being on campus. They weren't really college fans, and then they became big college football fans.
Well, that was one of the things about my daughter because she went to a school of the arts. They didn't have a football team.
Yeah.
So she has no experience.
That tracks,
right. They have a half-ass basketball team, right?
Yeah.
And she has no experience of what Friday Night Lights is or walking around the track as your teammates are playing. I mean, nothing. So, I hope that she kind of starts getting into that experience a little bit because she is a sports geek. Oh yeah, absolutely. She wants to play intramural, but she played varsity basketball for 2 years, and she wants to find an intramural league when she, at college, hopefully, where she can still stay active. But she loves to go to sporting events. Out of everybody in my family. My son would love to too, but I think it's just more because it's him and he's a boy. Whatever. But she's into it. She knows players. She wants to go to games. So so
that's cool.
But football hasn't been a lot of her thing. So I mean, she understands it because her friends' parents had football parties and she goes to their houses and stuff. But
I mean, that's ironic, right? Because football is so massive, both at the college level, especially at the college level. So it's kind of a twist there that the one sport that it's kind of mega.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? Well, that's what you get.
But, my son went to Full Sail. There wasn't a football team, but he ended up going to the UCF games on the weekend. And that was the year they proclaimed themselves national champions that one year when they didn't lose a game. And they proclaimed themselves national champions.
I remember my freshman year at IU, and I went to the first tailgate party because, believe it or not, in Chicago, I might, between, being a child and between, going to college, I may have gone to one Bears game live.
Wow.
And I don't even think I understood what tailgating was. So it really wasn't until I got to college and because some of our friends were obviously sophomores and we were like, oh yeah, wait till Saturday. Oh, what's Saturday? Oh yeah, it was like a whole day ritual starting at fucking 7 a.m. It was cool.
Yeah, that's the one thing that was weird. Go ahead, John. Go ahead.
I was just going to quickly say, I feel like cold weather places for football, tailgating is like at a whole different level.
Another level. Absolutely.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead, Alex.
No, I was just going to say it was weird because growing up in the city, I've never been a college football guy because we've never had a real college football team in the city that was like, we had Temple, we had, but they were never college football.
Villanova's basketball. Yeah.
Basketball, the closest thing was like Penn State, which is really like nowhere near Philly. So even if you were in the college, you had to go travel. There's nothing close to the city to get that Saturday college football experience. Just no college stadiums around.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's definitely true with that. When we used to go to Giant Stadium to tailgate, and we didn't have tickets to the game. You pay $10. We go in the parking lot. You set up a TV and a grill, and we'd stay there in the afternoon, like all afternoon doing that. And when 9/11 happened, they put a stop to that because you had to have a ticket at that point.
That makes sense.
9/11. Yeah.
The trick to tailgating is because tailgating is a job. It's a chore.
Right?
It's a chore. You bring it on.
You're hosting hundreds and hundreds of people.
It's to have that one psychotic friend that lives for tailgating and be their friend. That's the trick to tailgating. I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's long gone now, but Harry and his father used to have this big get-up rig that would be like Optimus Prime and open up when they got to the fucking parking lot, and they had everything there and rigs and whatever. That's how to go tailgating. Because if you're doing all the work, man, it's kind of not as much fun.
Just speaking of tailgating, Cooper, there's an important documentary. I don't know if you saw it that dropped 2 weeks ago on YouTube. It is called "No One Died: The Wing Bowl."
Oh yeah, I haven't seen it yet. I gotta check it.
Me neither, but it's
I meant to tell you about. I keep about 3 times.
I just remembered when I started talking about tailgating. No one died. The Wing Bowl. When you hear us talking about the Wing Bowl, if you want to see what it actually
Why did someone supposedly die?
No, but it was just
it
was like sick debauchery.
I went once and I never went back again. Let me put it like that. That was insane.
It was 4:00 in the morning tailgating.
Wow. Yeah, it was a chicken wing eating contest that started on this radio show. It originally started in like their studio. It got so big that they would eventually lease out the Spectrum and then the First Union Center, like a 10,000 arena, and it was debauchery. I mean, it was crazy. There was more drinking at 4, like Alex at 4 a.m. Yeah.
Yeah, usually we do this earlier in the show, but I'm looking at you guys. I'm kind of salivating, getting jealous. We didn't ask. What are you guys lighting up today? What do you enjoy? What do you and you at home listening in or watching? What are you guys enjoying today?
You. What are you Lanceroing down there?
I can't see it. Is that a Headley Grange?
It is a Headley Grange drumstick.
Holy shit! What a call!
Nice and good call, Abe. Good fucking
call.
Nice
good cigar.
So this
you can make it out now that he blew up your screen, but when it was all 4 of us, man, it was indecipherable.
I'm going to dub this the Resurrection series because every year for my birthday, I go back and I smoke these sort of, call them Mount Rushmore releases that are sort of, long gone. And I'm like, you know what? I got to start lighting these up during KMA, and just because there's so many great cigars that have kind of come and gone and we've kind of forgotten about them. And then I see them in the humidor and, I'm down to like 3 or 4 of them. I was actually going to light up a Tatuaje J21 this morning. And I think I smoked the last one, and I'm like, oh man, oh well. So I saw the Headley Grange, and I'm like, oh, no brainer.
I used to love that cigar. I used to smoke it a lot when it first came out. I didn't even know they had a Lancero. Was that like a limited run?
Limited edition, only 1,500 boxes, I think, or something like that. It was a very small number.
That's what threw me off when it was a Lancero. I'm like, is that a Headley Grange?
Yeah. I go deep.
Wow, that was the one. Yeah, that was really one. What about you, Alex? AJ Fernandez?
Wawa coffee. I got to actually stock up on different shit. I got like 3 different cigars in my entire humidor.
Good and Young, new to smoke in. Check them out.
Yeah.
I'm smoking, finishing up this Avowed Hallowed Hands, and I'm going to be going on to the Adrian Concerto. Avowed's a brand that's getting a lot of legs right now from a lot of folks. They're building a following, It's made by Klaus Kellner.
Right.
Yeah. So I was just finished. I actually had a podcast before this morning recording, so I'm just finishing this up.
Coop, one of the lounge lizards asked me the other day. He was like, "How does Coop do all these shows?" And I'm like, "Well, a big part of it is he doesn't sleep as much as you think he would. So when you don't sleep, you get a couple extra hours back." But I'm shocked that you were doing Cigar Jukebox this early in the morning. I mean,
that's because Dave's in Australia. Normally we do it later in the afternoon, but we need to switch that. Like that's why I've been cutting back. Like you may hear I'm cutting back on this and cutting back on that because I can't do it anymore. I mean, so it's things like, I've cut back on PCA coverage, stuff like that was the stuff that was really killing me. So
you gotta still have fun, right? If you don't have fun,
I don't have to travel as much with my job anymore, so that makes it a little more easy too. It leaves up some stuff now too.
A couple of things from the comments. There was a couple of McAuliffe in here. Look for McAuliffe Orange to drop early next week.
Ooh.
The new color series, McAuliffe Orange, will be dropping sometime next week. And it is the last 3 days of Summer of Soccer 2026. So it officially ends Monday at midnight Eastern Standard Time. Yeah.
Wow, that was fast.
It was fast, man. It was fast. So if anybody... I'm trying to tell everybody, if you're going to end up ordering some Dunbarton to restock something the next 30, 45 days, you're better off just ordering it now. You'll get the most stuff for your money. And if you haven't already placed an order in August, right? If you place a qualifying order, which I think is only $200, you get a chance at 2 watches, not 1. We've given away 2 already. We got 2 left. So if you already placed an order in August, you're good. But if you haven't, a simple $200 order will get you entries for the August watch, which is the last monthly drawing, and the watch that we're doing in the grand finale with 140 other prizes. So last 3 days and it is over.
And not that Saka needs me shining him on, but that 10th Jubilee, that's a really good cigar. He did a great job.
You know what's funny is that we ran out and he wasn't getting more, and that was the number 1 requested item that people asked, can they buy one now and just get it when it comes in? Because they wanted to use it for Summer of Soccer, and we've never done that. We've never done that before. Where I
didn't think it was
good, but we did it. We put it up as a pre-order, and a lot of people took advantage of it.
Yeah, if you want to take, give your money away now, go ahead.
It's a little expensive. It's not really what I normally like to make, but I guess if you want to buy it.
If you want it, yeah.
These are Soccer. These are Soccer.
Yeah.
Is that what it is? Okay.
Go ahead, give your money, Abe. Go ahead, give your money, Abe. We can't.
You had a little boxing match with Saka last week.
Oh yeah,
it was spicy.
That was a few weeks ago. Yeah, I did.
No.
Oh, would you care to share?
It's not interesting. So we on Coop,
of course,
a while ago made a decision, right, to stop covering most price increases, right, because it's a lot of work, and we were not. This is an area where I'm spending time and not seeing any return on investment. So the policy was simplified. If some company proactively asked me, hey, you want to print that we're doing a price increase, we'll print it. I had a company do that, and Saka just starts calling me out. Yeah, you say you aren't doing price increases, but here you are. I'm like, well, Steve, and so I showed him here's where we have it documented. And he's like, whenever you show someone in the cigar industry, you have a process documented. It gets everyone upset. So,
I think you buried the background though. The background came about from a conversation where.
Go ahead, John. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yes, Steve felt, and totally valid.
Right. There's a bigger story to this.
There's a bigger story. Steve felt that media spends a lot of time just talking nonstop about price increases and cigar prices, and I was like, that's weird because for all the hits media takes, I'm like, I don't feel like we talk about price at all. Like the only time we really talk about price is in the context of, like I said on our site, we talk about it like if it's rare tobacco or whatever, I'll comment and say, well, that makes sense because, Connecticut broadleaf, for example, that's an expensive wrapper. Yeah. So the price makes sense because you're paying a premium price. So, you're looking at $3-4 just for that wrapper. So that tracks.
I think a lot of this conversation started with Alex's post, and
that's right.
Look, once again, I really don't think that price increases are news. Really need to be shared. But if you're just sharing a news, right? Or I just think you should just let the media make have released that there will be raising prices because it's news. It's news in the fashion of this, which a lot of people don't think about.
Yeah.
If I like a brand. And I'm a consumer, because I'm always thinking for consumers, and I know there's going to be a price increase, I may want to go stock up a little bit before that price goes up. Okay. So in that sense, it's semi-news. But I think Alex, and what kind of started this whole conversation was Alex's post, is that the retailers would like to go in this 82-page dissertation on just
manufacturer. Right? It was a manufacturer.
The manufacturers, who go in this 82-page dissertation to gaslight people on why things just have to be done. Nobody cares. Do it.
Nobody cares, right?
Nobody. That's the part that no one really cares about. You're whatever explanation you got is not going to make me as a consumer. I mean, I don't care what it is. Shit goes up every day in my life. I pay it. Right. It's not going to make me feel any better.
Yeah.
That's only trying to make you feel better. That whole triad of, the 82 page.
Time goes on, price goes up.
Yeah.
On why your company is different from everybody else's company and how you do things is different from everybody else's company and, why you're so special.
I still say as a Canadian, when I come down and I buy a cigar, you talk about 20 cents, like, bro, I throw 20 cents in the gutter. What are we talking about? 20 cents. I don't care. I don't care. I don't even want to it's so nonsensical. You want to raise it $1? I still don't care because I'm paying $15 more per cigar than you are. So who cares? Doesn't matter.
It's still, look, Abe and I talked about this before. We had a debate. I do need accurate pricing information. Don't get me wrong.
Totally.
And the fact that we don't get it up to date, we only get it when the product's announced. From even some companies don't even do that. Because that's the question we get asked. But if I have the wrong price in there, it's one of the worst things I could do. It's a problem. Yeah.
When is it out? Where can I buy it, and how much does it cost? Everything else is superfluous.
Yeah.
Okay. First off, I got it because this guy.
You fell for it, Abe. You fell for it.
You right into what you wanted. Yep.
First off,
let me just say one thing before.
You guys beat me to the punch.
There's no he. It was a class action lawsuit. But go ahead.
Oh, first off, don't even assume that you know who I'm talking about because I'm pretty sure you don't have a freaking clue who the fuck I'm talking about.
He doesn't.
He doesn't. He's clueless about it, and it's no transparency. If you knew what the fuck we're talking about, it was all fairy tales and make believe. So go back to doing whatever the fuck you were doing.
Okay. Thank you, Abe.
I feel better now. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's the wrong week. It's the wrong week. To be stupid.
Wrong guy on the wrong day, MF.
He really had to get it. He was like, don't you fucking beat me to the punch. Give me this one.
But yeah,
he had to get that out. There's
a nuclear button. You have a nuclear button, Abe. I'm just saying. You could use it.
When a cigar comes out, I need to know, is it available for sale yet? Where can I buy it? How much does it cost?
Yeah.
Wrapper, binder, filler. I mean, it's, whatever. It's good information, but like, I need to know how much it costs and when I can buy it. And so shipping and price it's kind of critical as a consumer.
Yeah. And look, I've been critical of Davidoff. They don't send out pricing, so I have to go do all this extra work to get it. I mean, and I know they send it to the retailers because I call the retailer to get the pricing. That's how I get it.
I mean,
so listen, I know they're sending it out, but they're not sending it to the media.
I agree with you because my natural question, even when you're doing news and we're talking about a wrapper, binder, filler, my natural question always comes out: how much it costs, Coop?
How much does it cost? Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah. Listen, it's in the Ask Alex because we have like a little like group buying where we kind of get everybody's opinion when new product comes out. First thing I ask is, how much is it? Yeah.
Is it a good deal or is it not a good deal?
That's part of my equation of determining how sellable that product is and what kind of demand that may or may exist on that product. It's an imperative question.
McAuliffe color at $25. I don't know if that's going to move. McAuliffe color at $11. That's a good deal.
My order becomes amazingly different if it's a $25 cigar.
Right?
Simple.
You mean when you announce your Davidoff $750 cigar, but you don't say it costs $750? Is saying it to the media, it's a problem. That's a big problem. Okay, is what I'm saying. You have to come up with something better. That's the whole thing. It's a $750 cigar. I had to chase that down outside of press release.
Well,
that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
So, okay, is it different? Look, there is an aspect to I think almost every luxury industry, and while our industry isn't fully luxury, we all know that there's a segment of it that is absolutely luxury.
Totally.
Yeah.
Luxury section, right? And part of any luxury thing, I don't care whether it's Cartier or whatever it is, isn't it about setting a price that just is part of no cigar? There's nothing that makes a cigar $750. Absolutely fucking nothing in the universe.
No. You could put all the gold
wrap that makes a watch $20,000.
24 karat gold leaf.
That's right. And still not $750.
A $750 cigar. But isn't that what kind of every luxury industry kind of does with some of their high-end products? They make an exorbitant price because at the end of the day, somebody's going to buy it.
And you know what, Abe? I always go.
That product.
It's not.
What'd you say, Alex? You whispered.
I said it's the price. I'm sorry, I went above my mic. It's the price that people are willing to pay.
But that's what I'm saying.
It's the price willing to, they're right.
Which then reinforces their status of luxury, right? It's a two-way thing. And it's. I mean, look, is it ridiculous? Anybody who doesn't think it's ridiculous, it absolutely fucking is. But guy's sitting with $100 million and he wants to buy a $750 cigar. That's like me and you buying a Big Mac for the weekend, for lunch. It's not. It's all relative.
Ketchup packet.
But it's not just the $750 cigar either. Is what I'm saying either.
Yeah,
it's everything. Yeah. And it's
like, listen, it's called.
And you know
if
what?
You're sending it out to the retailer, send it out to me. You put me through this extra work every time.
I was just gonna say, and I hate to rag on consumers a little bit, but it's one of those things. Just bringing up like Cartier, right? When somebody buys a Cartier watch, nobody goes, "Oh, $7,500. Yeah, they probably charged me $500 for the box." I don't,
Right.
I never picked up a watch and been like, I don't even need the box. Just give me the watch.
Keep the box.
Yeah. Well, John mentioned
part of the luxury experience.
Yeah.
But John mentioned wrapper binder filler. I know one company. I swear they change the wrapper binder filler story every time. Anyway, right?
I know that. I know one of those companies too.
You know the company too.
Wait,
so that's why I'm like, why are we spending time chasing this stuff down if you're not going to even say what it is anyway?
You mean they change the story for the same cigar?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, and like this, not like they'll like say something to one person and say something to another person. The same release, same year. I mean, it's completely
I mean, so much so.
I'm not gonna out them on the air, but yeah,
Coop and I know who it is.
Yeah,
but one time that it was in the press release, and then we got the cigar, and I messaged Coop, and I'm like, I thought it came with this tobacco, and Coop was like, so did I. And it's
on the box it's different. On the box it's different. It actually said it on the box. That was.
It's like, all right, man, whatever. Yeah. It's your product. Like, how do you not know what's in your cigar? It's your cigar.
They don't because they're just saying stuff. They're just pulling shit up out of hat. But people want to hear wrapper binder filler all the time. So.
Yeah.
I mean, look, if anybody, you can go artist, farming, all that, which is not true. But if anybody doesn't think at the end of the day, everybody's a salesman, they're selling. That's what this industry is. They're selling product.
You're right. Yeah, you're right.
I would actually.
There are some people in denial of that existence of this industry, but at the end of the day, pretty much everybody's a salesman one way or another. Just what type of salesman do you want to be?
I will say, having spent time in tobacco fields and talking to farmers, I would say that weirdly talking to the farmers was one of the most invigorating part for me, because they just don't care. Like they're so about the growing.
Not at all.
So into it. And it was like, this is a really cool vibe. You're just so into the cultivation and the seeds and the plants. Like you just want to grow stuff, and that's what you care about. And I'm like, this is kind of a cool energy, just sitting chatting with a tobacco farmer about tobacco. And I was like, I've always enjoyed that experience. It's, it's
farmers could care less. They don't even want to know.
No,
they're like a segregated part of the industry that's just closed off from everything else.
Yeah. Now we started this conversation with Saka. What I'll say about Saka is he's totally consistent with it, and he'll tell you the lot, section, and a lot. Yeah, he'll give you all that detail. And in some cases he won't, but a lot of cases he will.
But he's right, because at the end of the day, and I think we've talked about this. If you have the recipe for a meal, right, and you go take that recipe somewhere else and try to reproduce it, it's not going to taste the same. It's literally impossible. Even if you do it in his kitchen, you can't reproduce it.
I've cooked the same dish multiple times, and a lot of times it don't taste the same.
There you go.
I mean, literally.
Yeah.
But it's like one of those things, and I've used this analogy a lot of times with tobacco, right? Because every harvest is not the same. But the essence of what you're smoking is kind of there. And my example is always like fruits, right? Like you buy produce and you want a Granny Smith apple. Well, there's sometimes like, oh, there's a good batch. These taste fucking great. Right. Sometimes it's not as sweet or not as tart, but you still know it's a Granny Smith apple. You could be blindfolded and eat and say, oh, that's a Granny Smith apple. It just ain't as good as the one I got a month ago that was better. And tobacco's kind of the same way. If anybody thinks they're smoking the exact same stick, it's not a reality. But agriculture doesn't work that way.
I mean, I was in a field in Esteli. This is one of the times I got a really long conversation with a farmer, and he's like, he was walking me through some of the stuff, and he said, so look at these rows, and he's like, so that row in that row, same seed planted on the same day, same soil, same area. They're literally 5 feet apart. He's like, I can tell you right now, the tobacco on that plant is not going to taste the same as the tobacco on that plant. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, I'm telling you right now, those are going to taste different. And I was like, holy crap, this is,
this is such a true statement, Gary.
It's funny because I was just talking about this same thing. I know.
I'm going to tell you what I believe happened, because I'm going to tell you something. When I first discovered them, and I remember making a post, like, how the fuck did nobody tell me about this in fucking 20 years, 30 years? It was the fucking best tasting orange. And maybe the next year was still good. But then something happened. And if you noticed in the stores now, they even name them differently. It's like sumo something, like it's some hybrid blend of a sumo. Yeah. Because I think the mass market it went viral, it went nuts, and they couldn't grow them fast enough. So they found a way to, crossbreed them with something to make them grow faster. Because it hasn't been the same. It hasn't been the same for at least 3 to 4 years, where I don't even care. I don't even get excited when I see them in the store.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's the truth. And there you have agriculture.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Does it still taste like a sumo orange? Yeah, but it doesn't taste anywhere near it did like 5, 6, 7 years ago.
I mean, look, I make a pasta sauce with various hot peppers just to spice it up a little bit. And I'll tell you, the variability, jalapenos or serrano peppers, the variability from pepper to pepper can be like 100%. It is wild. Some of them just taste like green peppers, and I've had jalapenos that will blow your scalp off.
Absolutely. Like, and they're the perfect example. Same crop, same shit. That's what happens. You know what, Sean? You were right. Cherries were good this year. Because normally I can go to the store multiple times and have one good cherry experience, but it's been hitting. It's been hitting this year.
Maybe because they're so hot and dry.
Don't know what caused. I'll tell you what's wild though. If you ever watch or Google it after the show, if you want, how they harvest cherries.
Oh, those machines are wild.
They shake the trees and they have this big tarp on the floor, and it starts shaking them down the thing. It's pretty wild how they harvest cherries. When you see how they harvest cherries and what they do, you kind of say, okay, well, that's probably why it costs so fucking much. I
think there's a YouTube that shows you different agricultural harvesting machines, and for whatever reason, that scratches a bit of my brain where I find that fascinating to watch, because they're just uniquely, specifically for that plant or that fruit or vegetable, and they have to be custom built just for that thing. And it's wild that someone came up with an idea like, well, this is how we do it. It clamps onto the base, shakes it at this exact thing to not damage the plant, and we get all the fruit off of it. And it's like, what?
It's funny because one of the things when I was down in a tobacco field, and I think it was at the Perdomo field, I was talking with one of the really knowledgeable guys who I think passed away a few years ago, and he was telling me about all the process and how they handle stuff, especially when he was talking about blue mold and whatever. And I'm like, what did they do back then? They didn't have because we didn't have blue mold back then. The technology usually comes after something happens. Right. Because when you see this machinery, you say to yourself, you're like, well, how the fuck did they harvest back in the day? I mean, well, but you got to remember, probably 1 billion less people back in the day. They didn't have a need for automated harvesting. They were able to harvest enough of what they needed. So population grows, demand grows. They start getting smarter and have to figure out ways to, automate harving.
I'll tell you, Abe, Coop and I were in a few years ago in Connecticut Valley, and we watched the harvesting. And I'll tell you, I've worked some hard jobs, but watching those guys harvest in Connecticut River Valley, I was like, oh my God, like that is not a job. I don't care what you pay. This is not a job I would want to do. We're out there for a couple hours, and I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go back to air conditioned hotel. This is wild. They work hard.
That's one of my family's favorite Honey Crisps, actually.
We've moved in the household to Cosmic Crisp.
But what I find interesting, especially if you shop the produce section, is all especially for us older guys, all these variations that didn't exist before. Who's sitting there making new blends of who's sitting out there splicing, things to make new variations. Like I need another apple, right?
New like rosemary variations.
Seriously, like okay, we need a 58th version of an apple. I mean, there's like I read them like I don't know any of these things anymore. I mean, back when I grew up, it was green, red, and Granny Smith. I think that was it. I think there was 3 types of apples growing up. Because anybody remember more than 3 types of apples growing up?
Macintosh was the other. Maybe Macintosh.
Well, wasn't Macintosh red?
It was a type of red, I think. It
okay, but it was red. It was a red apple. It was red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like one of those. Yeah.
A region or where they came from of red apple, but it was red, golden, and Granny Smith. I can't name one other apple. I got to find out. I need to know.
Macintosh was kind of like it had a little green on it, from what I remember.
All right, 4.
Yeah. But okay, but you're right.
If you want to give it its own segment, you got 4 variations.
Yeah.
I'm gonna don't look it up, but I'm gonna find out. Take a guess on how many variations of apples there exist today.
Well, the thing is, unfortunately, because I'm a huge nerd, I know how many. Because,
fucking John.
Yeah, I know how many.
There's gotta be 1,000.
And the only reason is because my wife and I have been hunting for like the perfect apple, and so I actually downloaded a chart. It was actually super cool. And they basically had, these are the apples you use for like baking or desserts. And these are the apples. And then, so it was like a gradient chart. And so they showed sort of the gradient of as you move away from apples for baking, apples that you just eat. And then, the sweetness and tartness and all that stuff. And I was like, dude, there are so many apples that I've never heard of. It's crazy. Stuff you've never even heard of.
Did Abe freeze?
Okay, so no, I'm reading it.
Okay,
so I'm going to let you break it down to 2 different guesses. How many known variations are there worldwide?
Oh.
And then what number do you think is commercially grown at a meaningful scale of apples?
I'm going to say 1,000 worldwide and maybe 200 commercially grown.
Alex.
I mean, you're talking variations. I don't know. That can go crazy, especially when we're talking wild. I mean, I'm just going to go 5,000. Commercially grown, probably less than 50.
Each of you were very close on the different ones. So 7,500 known varieties and 100 to 200 that are grown commercially at a meaningful scale. Wow.
Yeah.
It's wild, right?
I need to find out how many variations were there 100 years ago.
Well, yeah, because it all go back to like just a handful of apple plants that have now.
I'm just curious. I'm just curious of where we're at 100 years ago. Oh shit!
Well, wasn't it?
I put 1,000.
Was it George? No, I'm gonna get this wrong. Bear's gonna kill me. Was it George? No, it wasn't George Washington.
Yes.
Was it George Washington that basically transplanted apples throughout the entire United States and essentially single-handedly responsible for the industry in America? Is it Washington or was it a different?
You talking about Johnny Appleseed? Johnny Appleseed?
Maybe it's Johnny Appleseed.
Yeah, Johnny Appleseed. I think he's talking about.
It's backwards.
Don't use AI. AI could be wrong, Abe. By the way, if you're looking at AI,
this is pretty simple question.
Sometimes you'll get variations though.
Yeah, it likes to lie a lot.
It does like a lie, but if you use /truth, it lies a lot less. True.
I wish I could use that in life.
True. I don't know. It's insane. I don't get how many apples. I just to keep splicing and making hybrids. I don't know.
I had that purple. You ever had that purple apple?
No.
I've never had a purple apple.
You kind of cut the thing open. It looks like it's got a
it's got the weird texture in the inside.
Yeah. And it's very sweet. They're very sweet. They're very sweet.
My wife does.
Yeah.
My wife saw the inside of it and she's like, nope. She's like, I'm not eating
taste
that.
like an apple. It's very different. Yeah.
Yeah. She says it's got a weird color.
And then they're making cotton candy grapes now, and they're making fruits that taste like other things other than the fruit. It's just so weird. So weird. But that's where we're headed.
Wow.
That's where we're headed.
Hey, go back and taste a tomato from a couple hundred years ago.
Honestly, it's one of the things I'm kind of looking forward to going to Japan is to taste some of those things. Because they said the tomatoes in Japan are like ridiculous.
They're obsessive. We could do 45 minutes on how Japan makes some of the most authentic Scottish style whiskey. In some cases, more authentic than Scotland, outside of Scotland, because they're just so friggin' obsessive about this stuff. Like, it's wild.
I was just looking for my Japanese whiskey.
Every industry, we can do the same thing with watches and talk about Japan. You know,
Totally.
I mean, there's really still a respect for craftsmanship and handmade things in Japan. I feel like more so than our mass-produced country.
No. That being said, it's that time. We got to take a little break. Be back in a very short amount for hour 2 of KMA Talk Radio. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Keep it lit.
Imagine not choosing Monte Cristo. Imagine not choosing greatness. The difference between us and everyone else is in our DNA. The flame of Monte Cristo never extinguishes, because greatness is more than high ratings and exceptional cigars. In greatness, there is history, development, and constant innovation. Choosing a Monte Cristo is not choosing the easy way. Choosing a Monte Cristo is deliberately choosing the best option. Since 1935, we have strived for excellence. Our brand is backed by thousands of pickers, bunchers, rollers, salespeople, and aficionados like you. Choosing Monte Cristo is more than simply choosing the best. It is joining a family that believes in greatness. It is knowing that Monte Cristo evolves with the times, but still maintains our values and storied traditions. Choosing a Monte Cristo is choosing not to settle for less than the best. Lighting a Monte Cristo is taking a trip down memory lane, yet enjoying the moment and getting excited about the future. Imagine not choosing Monte Cristo. Imagine not choosing greatness. Now our story continues. Without forgetting where we came from, we are creating the future, one blend at a time. Here's to the past, present, and future. Monte Cristo. Then, now, forever.
Surgeon General.
Oh, well, there you go.
Boom.
We're back.
Did you turn that on? Wow, that ended sharp. I was actually going to play the Cigar of the Month Club.
We're here now.
They had bagels. I'm like, oh, that was good. I'm going to go sneak back another piece, play one more commercial. Fuck. Welcome
We're back.
to Hour 2 of KMA Talk Radio. Oh, Brooklyn Water Bagels. It really is the best down here.
They're good. They're really good. Yep.
What you get? What you grab?
We get the 13. 13 pre-sliced. There's 6 of us here, so it's like you order 12, they give you the 13-3. So we get like a Saggio, everything.
Yeah, Baker's dozen. I'm saying, what you grab?
Yeah.
The fuck?
Oh, everything.
Simple
Everything's
question.
everything's the go-to. I thought you said, what did you get? Everything's the go-to.
No. Yeah, what you grab? Everything.
Yeah, everything's the go-to.
Versus and everything.
Yeah,
I love everything.
Guy. I'm a sesame guy.
I mean, sometimes if you have the right dressing, salt can be good.
Pumpernickel.
Well, I like black. I like a seeded black Russian too.
The black Russian, absolutely.
Right,
Gotta be seeded, absolutely.
Yeah, it is good. It
I
is
like
good.
a seeded black Russian.
Yeah.
That Bagels and Locks we got in Manhattan, Abe.
It's a bagel. It's a bagel.
Oh my God! Talk about
where'd you go?
It's a bagel.
Oh, Essa's good.
It's really good. Yeah.
After
really
being
good.
hungover from a long night of cigar smoking and drinking, that was like perfect.
No, Essa's really, really good.
Yeah, Essa's. Yeah,
Life changing.
I mean, I always say, there's really good bagels in the outer boroughs, but Essa Bagels as good as those bagels in the outer boroughs.
All right.
Certainly an experience to match anything else with.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, like honestly, outside of Brooklyn Water Bagel, I don't care for any bagel places down here. Do you, Alex?
Bagels and around here is all right. They're good, but no better. Brooklyn Water Bagels is as good as anybody else.
Brooklyn Water Bagels is solid.
Listen, it's a chain, but it's probably the standard here. It's a good chain. You know what I mean?
They went out of business in Charlotte. We had them when we moved down here, but they went out of business not because they were just the franchise guy owned the franchises, ran them into the ground.
Like that's who I'm measuring against. I'm curious.
That's who I'm. It's like Five Guys.
You know what I mean?
If I'm getting a burger, it's not a high-end restaurant burger. That's who I'm measuring against. Same thing. You're right.
I'm curious if any of our locals got any. Yeah, Bagels and Sean. What's the best? That's a good question. What's the best schmear? I'm simple. I like a chive. Give me a chive schmear.
I was gonna say chive.
Oh yeah.
Onion chive. Yep.
I like me a jalapeno schmear.
Oh
yeah, you're a hot guy. You like.
Gotta have a little heat.
You're a jalapeno guy.
I get
he
the
puts jalapeno
Williamsburg
on everything
sandwich.
from his bagels to his burgers.
Yeah.
I don't care for any of the sweet shit like the honey walnut maple or any of the sweet shit.
Jalapeno cheddar is like love it.
Or even like
that sounds like it'd be a good bagel.
I don't even like I don't want bacon jam. Just give me a piece of bacon.
Yeah, just give me a piece of bacon. Yeah. Bacon stands on its own. Doesn't need. I mean, I like maple bacon, but
you would like the sweet.
Give me a good lox too. A good lox.
Man, let me tell you something. They have a Williamsburg at Brooklyn Water.
That's the one I get. Yeah,
it's okay.
It's okay. It's not the best lox. Yeah,
it's doable if you got nothing, better. But man, a good smoked salmon, cream cheese, capers, onions, tomato bagel.
Stop it.
That's why Essa Bagel had really good
Brooklyn
lox.
Water Bagel.
It was perfect.
It just fails. It fails in one place, and it's a shame because it would really put it over the top. And it's the microwaved egg.
Of course. Of course. I've never get a breakfast sandwich from there.
Yeah, you can't. I get them sometimes because
the microwaving ruins the bagel.
It does. The microwaved
It ruins
egg.
the bagel.
Gotta fry, baby. It's gotta be fried.
Fry.
It ruins the bagel. Yeah. So.
Yep,
but now that we're all hungry.
Great.
I am hungry. I gotta go. I gotta see.
Yeah, well, you got a bagel stash out there too.
Yeah, but I got another hour. I gotta see if I can wave one of the kids down. All right, it's that time to test the musical acumen as we do always in hour number 2. This is sponsored by our dear friends over at Macanudo Cigars. It's time to see if you can name that jam. All right. Let's see what we got this week. Oh, wait.
All right. I'm actually, let me pop that up. Taking a different approach this week. This is actually a good day in music history. This first one may be a little easier considering it's a significant birthday day, but it's this artist's birthday.
We have multiples?
Yeah, we got a few. Yeah. We're going this day.
All right.
It's this artist's birthday. Born August 29th, 1958.
Ooh.
I thought this would be the easiest one. I thought you guys would have just known this.
Oh, this is questions. I was waiting for you to play music.
No. I got 10 this day in music. It's a good day.
So you just want to tell us he's born in 1958 with no other hints, and you thought we would just know what it was?
Well, Coop probably knows,
I did.
but
I did.
I couldn't even take a guess.
And especially it's Brandy's birthday, I thought even more so that you would know this, Abe. I figured this is all I needed.
No. I'm going to say Jackson. I'm going to say Michael Jackson because I think
correct, Michael Jackson. I figured it would have been enough.
I didn't know the day, but I knew it was close.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I didn't realize he was
Michael Jackson.
Wow.
Yeah,
I thought he was younger than that. That's weird.
I figured it would have been enough for you guys. It's Michael Jackson's
I was just kind of doing the math, what I knew, and I just guessed that one. I didn't know.
I'm telling you, my musical IQ is about this big.
If you're listening at home, I just want everybody to be real because I believe Alex, because he sits on the other side of the chair, doesn't have a realistic perspective on things. Seems obvious to him. Can you let us know if you feel that just giving us he was born today without even the genre of music, without nothing, male, whatever, was that enough information to really figure out who it was?
For the biggest rock star on the planet.
I mean, it wasn't I knew.
Wait, did you say it was the biggest rock star on the planet?
Yes.
You said that when you asked us the question? I didn't hear that either.
No, but I said this. I mean, it's a significant birthday.
Okay. Yeah, there we go. Let's wake him up to reality.
Okay. You know what I need you to do now? Show me the one comment in the 10-year history where Don McKnight has disagreed with you. Show me that one, and then we can use Don as evidence of a good argument. But anyway, moving on. We got more.
Moving on.
This band's last ever paid concert at Candlestick Park in San Francisco was August 29th, 1966.
Beatles.
Cooper, correct.
Was it? Did they play that late? I would not have guessed the Beatles. I thought they were done in the early 60s.
Yeah. Well, he said San Francisco. That gave it away. I knew it was San Francisco.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would have guessed 63 or 64 tops.
Well, this is where Don disagrees with me very heavily.
Oh, yeah. Which I find odd because Don is like older than both of us, isn't he?
Don is an anomaly. Don is an anomaly. I have not met anybody from our generation or era that believes anywhere near that statement. Yeah. It's mostly the younger kids who are clueless and whatever. He's just an anomaly.
I mean, fine if you want to make the argument. I don't agree with it, but I am surprised that from Don, I would have figured
even I believe Jordan is the GOAT, and I don't follow basketball at all. So
different eras.
The sad part is, it's to me, if you really look at it, it's not. I don't want to get in this rabbit hole, but it's not even like a debatable argument.
No,
there really isn't a debate there.
By what
LeBron's the best player of our generation. I thought that's the way I've always said.
I get it, and that ain't saying much though.
Yeah, but when you go, I
couldn't be happier. He's on my team.
Yep.
All right, next.
All right, next.
Moving along.
All right, that warrants it. Okay, go ahead.
All right, bye, Alan. Where was I? Also,
I told him it wasn't the day. I was fair.
Yep.
This artist album was released on his own birthday, August 29th, 1987.
This artist was what?
This artist's album was released on his own birthday, August 29th, 1987 was the day the album was released.
Damn. His birthday. I need a little more, I think, with that one.
Agreed.
Yeah.
You already had a hint.
Michael Jackson. His sister, whatever her name was, Jackson.
Janet Jackson? Miss Jackson.
No, it wasn't Janet Jackson. It wasn't Janet.
Jermaine Jackson.
You already had a hint. You already got it right.
Bad. It had to be Michael Jackson bad.
Michael Jackson bad.
Yeah.
What a great album.
Janet was 86 and 89. I know that for.
All right, I'm going to go get my bagel. I'll be right back.
Okay.
This band's self-titled album hit number 1 on August 29th, 1991.
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Nirvana. No, not Nirvana.
No.
How I don't know this one.
Pearl Jam.
91. You've got.
Okay, I'll give you a hint. Self-titled album, but you don't think of it as a self-titled album.
It's got to be. It's got to be Nirvana or
Nope.
Pearl Jam or.
I think I know what he's saying. Well,
Soundgarden.
Never mind.
Self-titled
That's not
album that
Nirvana.
you don't call a self-titled album.
So it's one of these
Metallica's
like white
Black
album.
Metallica's Black
Oh,
album.
which is actually
good one. Yeah,
titled-
yeah.
Which is
that's
actually
what I was-
titled
Man,
Metallica.
now I'm really feeling my age.
I didn't get that one. Yeah.
They're just not good at music. All right.
I should have known that.
Last one. Here's your chance to redeem yourselves. Abe wouldn't have got this anyway. This band's album was premiered in full on Boston radio station WFNX on August 29th, 1991, same day as Metallica, before it even officially dropped.
The entire album.
Yes, was premiered in full. Boston
That was
radio
Nirvana.
station.
That was Nirvana.
There we go, Cooper.
Yeah.
There we
yes,
That one was Nirvana. Yes.
I'm surprised they did the entire album. That's
Yeah.
impressive.
Which is rare because album-oriented rock, the FCC started cracking down on that, or the record company started pushing on the FCC with that. But I remember that. Yeah.
That would have been a
There
long.
was a huge debate in New York about that because, like, the New York stations were all pissed that it went up to Boston.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I remember.
I found that odd, too,
WNEW
when I
was
looking.
pissed
I was
about
like,
that.
I
Yeah.
did find it odd that it premiered in Boston, especially a Seattle grunge band.
Yeah, I mean, WFNX was a pretty well-known station at the time, so
You would have figured that would have been a West Coast thing and not an East Coast.
you would have
thing.
thought it was a West Coast thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Come on, Seattle, get your act together. Remember your roots.
I'm hungry.
I gotta stop smoking and start filling the air here. We're gonna have too much dead air between the eating and the lighting up cigars.
Dead air.
I don't think that's
Sorry.
very often, Coop, that they play. I'm blown away that they would play the full album because that's just not.
They
something that's
were
done.
the record company started pushing back on that hard in the late '80s. Actually,
I mean,
that's why a
course.
lot of album-oriented rock stations went away.
A lot of notable passings this week, huh?
oh, very sad. Very
JP
sad.
Morgan on top of Dolly. Yeah, JP Morgan. We're talking about Gong Show. But yeah,
Coop
we just did a
didn't-
whole show on Dolly. We recorded this morning.
She
Yeah,
really
Coop-
was. She really was America's sweetheart, man.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Oh.
they were talking the day she died. They were going to rename the airport, and I figured it would be about 2 years before that airport change went through. They got it through yesterday in 2 days.
Oh, that's good. If anyone
You know what else
deserves
is
it,
kinda
it's her.
cool?
Yeah.
You know what else is kind of cool? Dolly Parton had a husband for 60 years that nobody knows.
Yeah,
You know,
and
like good for them. Like good for them. You know,
yeah, and
That's
she
probably
died
why.
only a year
That's
ago.
probably why it lasted 60 years.
that's probably
Yeah.
why she had a husband for 60 years.
Yeah. Yeah, and she was. I don't think she was the same after because he only died about a little over a year ago, and I think he took it very hard. I think it kind of took a toll on her.
You know what? You know who else died like that? And actually, when his wife died, everybody I knew and somebody this guy won't last a year, and he didn't.
Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
See, there we
Yeah.
go. I got one.
Yeah.
Johnny Cash didn't make it a year after his wife died.
Big Johnny
I
Cash
said
fan.
that about my father had I not moved him here and gave him people to be around.
Look, it's hard. You've been
Yeah,
married to somebody
Peter
for
Cullen.
decades.
Yeah, there was
Peter
Peter Cullen.
Cullen was a.
Yeah.
Coop didn't get that reference, but Peter Cullen passing was that one.
Who was
That one was my.
What am I
childhood. That
missing?
one
What is
hurt.
Peter Cullen? This one.
The
this
voice
one I had.
Autobots
It's
transform and roll
Here
out.
to save the planet Earth. How do you not know Optimus Prime, bro?
Oh,
One
this
of the most-
Optimus
You wanna
Prime
know
stuff
what's
again.
cool?
Yeah.
You want to know what's
The
cool
tra-
though in this
I don't
new
know
day
why.
and
Have
age?
you
Prime
not
is-
watched? Have you not watched just one of the Transformer movies?
Absolutely not.
Were
Not
you not?
one of
in
them.
I don't even think. I don't think my kids. I don't think my boys watched it.
I was into Transformers as a kid. Were you not into Transformers?
They came out. I'm older than you.
Cool.
They came
How
out-
much older are you than me?
I'm going to be 59.
He's just outside. He's just outside of that window.
I'm just by the time the Transformers came, I was like, I was into like girls, so I was like, I wasn't into Transformers. That's why
Come
I
on,
didn't
we know that didn't happen to the late 20s. Stop.
The great thing in this day and age though is especially with AI, his voice will live on. They don't have to change the
That's
Optimus
true too,
Prime
but there's
actor,
a lot
you
of
know?
people who can do his voice to the T. I've heard so many people.
Yep.
Sure.
Yeah,
But if I'm
Optimus
his
Prime.
family, I'm pushing the license his voice.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Voice of a generation, man.
Do you not know the voice, Coop?
No.
Oh, God.
If you heard,
And
I feel
by
like
the
it's
time
one of those things.
my boys
find the
were
clip we can
older,
play.
they were born. They weren't into it either. That's what I'm saying. I didn't know this Transformers.
If you
this
heard
guy,
the voice, you would know the
this
voice.
guy did movies. You know when the
Abe,
movie commercials this summer coming. You know he's done so many different things. You know his
Abe, I
voice.
have a factoid about Peter Cullen that'll blow your mind. The voice of Predator is Peter Cullen.
No.
Yes, that's Peter
Really?
Cullen.
I did not know that.
You watch
That's
there's an Instagram clip of him doing it on a comic panel or whatever, and I'm like, oh, I didn't know that for the longest time. I'm like, oh my God, this guy truly was the voice of my, that was my generation. I had no idea.
I want to comment address here. How's a guy who reports the news? I don't report entertainment news, first of all, right? Second of all,
Second of all, late already.
I wouldn't have known this. Okay.
I guess we can remove this.
Autobots transform and
I remember the commercials. The commercials
Autobot.
for the toys, the Transformer toys. I remember those. But I don't remember the guy's voice on those commercials. Doing
The
that.
guy's.
Abe's got the
The
perfect voice.
Transformers, more that meets the eye. That was.
Oh, you know the song.
I know the
Okay.
commercial for that. Yeah, but that's not his voice. You're talking about. I didn't think anything great about that voice.
Oh, come on, Coop.
What?
That was
Come on,
that was,
Coop.
it was a song. It was a jingle they would do.
Hold on. That voice is not the voice of Optimus Prime.
That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't. That's the only thing I knew about the Transformers. That were toys.
If you heard Optimus Prime or anything Peter Cullen has done, you would have heard. You
Absolutely.
had to have not heard it. It's impossible to.
I'm not saying I haven't. I'm just saying the names don't connect with me. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah. But he
Did
was
you-
the voice of the
I
generation.
was more of a Voltron guy than a Transformers guy.
Voltron. I watched Voltron too. I
Absolutely.
watched Voltron. Did you find anything? Did you even look?
Sorry.
Wait a minute. I saw
we need
some.
Optimus
That's
Prime.
okay, Tommy. You're cool. Wait, I'm looking at this comment from Gary. Was Eeyore Peter Cullen? Was Eeyore?
Peter Cullen was everyone.
I
Peter
love
Cullen was
Eeyore.
the
Okay, I
voice
know
of the
Eeyore.
generation, man.
I still wouldn't have known the name, but I know the voice of Eeyore. Yeah.
I couldn't even list the number of projects that Peter Cullen
Okay.
did. He was
But that
everything.
was okay. I can understand that voice. Yeah, I do know the Eeyore voice. Yeah.
He literally
He did like
has to
1,000
be one of
voices.
the most distinct voices of all time.
Totally.
All time. Across anything.
There, like I said,
Even-
there's a great Instagram clip. He basically talks about how he gets into that voice, and then he does it, and he switches, and it's just like, and it blows your mind because he's sitting there talking his regular voice, and they'll switch into the character voice, and you're like, holy crap, mind blowing.
Yeah.
I was
Rescue
more
Rangers,
broken
yeah.
up by J.P. Morgan dying.
Here we go. We're gonna get.
Prime.
Oh, it's too short.
Samuel James Witwicky, descendant of Archibald Witwicky. We are autonomous robotic organisms.
Oh, I know that
from
voice.
the
I've
planet
heard that. I've heard that
Cybertron.
voice.
We've learned Earth's languages through the World Wide Web.
Through the World Wide Web. In a world where laughter is
Right?
that's a different guy.
Yeah.
But
See, it's funny because age could be a different. I was talking about J.P. Morgan. She's the famous Gong Show panelist that flashed her breasts on TV and got fired. We always
I had no idea. I had no idea who that was.
But the Gong Show was huge when I was like about 8 or 9 years old.
I remember the Gong Show. I remember
remember.
the host. I couldn't tell you his name.
Chuck Barris.
Chuck Barris. That's right.
And they had Jean the Dancing Machine, and that's when she opened up her blouse, and it caught on this camera for like about a few seconds. I guess they didn't edit it out right, and she got
Why
fired
did she
after that.
do it?
Because they were all high on coke, I think, back then on the Gong Show. I
of
gotta
course
be
they were
honest
high
with
on
you.
coke.
Yeah, I think they were all high on coke. Really?
Sugar, sugar.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta Google that. I wonder if the video that exists anywhere.
Yeah, go J.P. Morgan, Gene the Dancing Machine. You'll find it. It's because then years later they kind of edited it out, but I do remember. I don't remember seeing it live, but I remember talked about when it happened. It was
That's funny.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
I remember. I was watching live when what's his name ripped Janet Jackson's top off.
I was just gonna say. I was gonna say that.
I was like,
Tim,
did I
that was
see that right? What the fuck?
Yeah.
What?
Whoops.
Thank
Right.
you.
All right, Coopsta.
We got news.
I know you.
Oh boy, do we have news.
news? Coop?
Oh,
Do
we have news this week.
It's been a slow week, hasn't it?
Pretty sure we got lots of news.
Yes.
So We're going to head in early, so make sure you have enough time. If you're there at home, get yourself some popcorn and get yourself ready because it's time to find out what's the scoop with Coop.
Hey, yo, what's my theme music?
The Scoop with Coop. Breaking industry news. Hear it first on KMA Talk Radio and cigar-coop.com.
Cooper.
Well, yeah, we got some news this week. We'll kind of get into this right now. There is a new Opus X that is about in the process of shipping. I think anytime there's an Opus X that ships, it's news. Now, I want to say something about this before I went on KMA on April 25th. We reported this story. We showed this story, and I want that because now I have the file I send when we post it to the website. So I went back, look, and we reported this on April 25th, and no one said anything about this. We showed the pictures of this and everything, but you
know why, Coop?
What?
Because most situations like this, it's just one person.
It's one person.
And then the avalanche starts.
Yeah.
And everybody starts saying, you know what? That's right. It
Yeah.
should be doing. And that's when the bullshit starts. You weren't smart enough to think of it on your own.
You weren't smart enough to think of it on your own.
Now you want to join on the bandwagon.
Yeah.
That's how all this shit starts.
Yep. But we're talking about the Opus X Resilient, which is the cigar that is made in tribute to the first responders of 9/11. And that's shipping this week. Actually, what happened at the beginning of the week was Carlito was out at an event called Havana Smoke in California. He brought 2 boxes. They auctioned 2 boxes off for charity, and they auctioned each for $20,000. But you can see here that's the box. There's a 9/11 tree. But what's the controversy? There's a lot of controversy on this release, and I have my opinion on it because I think it's completely ridiculous. Number one is it came out that they're donating $11 per box to this thing, and we could talk about that, which is not exactly accurate. The second thing is the cigars in the middle are supposed to represent the Twin Towers. And third is there's just a whole controversy. Should Fuente profit on a release like this? I mentioned this because I think the $11 piece was completely blown out of proportion because Fuente not only is doing did that auction, they're doing a bunch of events right after Labor Day up to 9/11 where they're doing a lot more box donations. They're raising a lot more money for charity here. And, and I've talked to Carlito about this release over the past few months. This guy wants to pay homage to those first responders who gave their lives. That's what he's trying to do here. And no one said anything back in April. I mean, we had this on a lot of websites covered it, but what you said, Abe, 1 or 2 people got a hold of this, and now everyone is chiming in with an opinion.
Look, if, at the Great Smoke earlier this year, we donated $30,000 to their foundation. If anybody knows a snippet of history of this family, what they've contributed, what they've done over the years, they used to make, I think the story is, I'm going by my old memory now, but they used to make a huge contribution to St. Jude's Church. St. Jude's, whatever it is, not church, but St. Jude's, the organization.
Yep.
And St. Jude's came back and told them, I believe St. Jude's was the organization, came back and told them that we can't accept money from you because it's tobacco.
Tobacco organization, right? Yeah.
Now you figure if someone came and told me that, I was like, well, fuck you. I'll get my money somewhere else. You know what this guy went and did? That's why they created those bags of coffee.
Yep.
When they came out coffee the first time, it was
I forgot about that, Abe. You're right.
Take
I knew
the
that
revenue from that and give it to St. Jude's because he's bleeding the cause so much.
Yeah.
So if anyone believes that this was done to profit, you're clueless. And I'm going to say this right now. Anybody who makes a statement on social media, whatever, you should be outless about how clueless and ignorant you are. This organization, these family, I mean, first off, how many boxes do you think they made? I guarantee you their corporate lunch tab is more than the fucking amount of money they're going to make off whatever number of boxes they made.
Yeah, and by the way, it's not $11 or $5.35. It's what they're profiting off what they make on wholesale. So
look, here's the thing.
And I'm going to tell you something. That packaging and everything in there is inexpensive. I'll tell you that right now.
No, it's not.
Here's the thing. We were talking about it in our chat, and I believe Paul was right. I believe that $11 came from just bad advice from a marketing.
No, it's a symbolism.
He's very into.
No,
he's
I
into
know, but
numerology,
listen, what I'm saying is because that's what Tunnels for Towers does. $11 a day. So it was just a dollar number that people were familiar with, and maybe came off wrong. But that's where the 11 came from.
Anybody who really has an outreach now the one thing I can't really argue with, and I'm probably going to say something that's going to upset some people here too, but I've learned through my own follies, right, through my own history of doing things I thought was nothing wrong with it, right? It's a very sensitive topic, and you don't know how it's going to go. Somebody on that level should have said, well, we could do this in another way, but it's a sensitive topic. It's always going to be a sensitive topic for a lot of people. But I also understand the fact of commemorating this, and this is where I'm probably going to lose people, man. I think people forgot about 9/11.
That's what Carlito said to me. He said he didn't want that to happen.
Not knowing your conversation with him, I'm just hearing this for the first time out of your mouth. I live in this day and age where I really feel like people act like it never happened. They forgot. When you see what's going on in this country and the stuff that they're just allowing to happen in New York and other cities, do we not fucking remember 9/11? Because I'll tell you what, if my memory serves me correctly, and as I get older, it doesn't. But George W. Bush was the president, and he'd just become president after some stupid Chad ballot controversy. It took him a while before he became president, right? And half the country was torn, and I think that's the first time in my life I think I remember any election where people were so divisive and torn.
Well,
right?
you guys were writing this hard at that too.
Of course.
Yeah.
But let me tell you something. When that happened, there was no division.
No.
There was no issue. Everybody was on board.
There was no Democrat or Republican either at that point.
Yeah. And I totally see, and it's amazing you said that Carly said. I totally see the fact that, I don't think we should forget. I don't think we should. And you want to know what? Like, I remember growing up hearing about Tiananmen Square and what happened in Tiananmen Square. I'm 54 now, but I don't think parents did a good job of making it a historical moment for these kids to understand. I grew up knowing about Kennedy being shot, right? Yep. And how it affected everybody. That's all I heard growing up.
Yeah, but listen, you got to, but that's the thing. You got to realize, we're the old generation. The new generation just hasn't learned about it yet. They haven't hit that. It's a piece of history now. Our moment, my generation's moment was 9/11. Previous generations had Kennedy. They had World War II. This generation's moment is COVID. That's their historical moment, generation changing. So it's, they got to learn about it in school. It's a piece of history. My son's going to learn about it.
Are they teaching it in school?
Of course, they're teaching.
Are they?
How many kids pay attention to this?
But again,
school,
for them, for this generation who rules the airwaves, rules social, it's a piece of history. They're not talking. They can't talk about where was I when 9/11 happened. Their moment is where was I?
They didn't watch it live on television.
COVID is their generational moment.
Yeah.
In response to this, here's my take on this. There's nothing Carlito has to do.
No.
There's no right thing to be made here because people don't understand certain logistics, right? Here's the thing, especially when you're doing something like this for Fuente, right? You can't price it inexpensive. It destroys the whole line. And you can't.
Correct.
And then he knows there's going to be an aftermarket on here. So even if they try to lower the price, the retailers are going to sell it for whatever they can sell it for.
And not donate a cent, by the way.
And not donate
they're not going to donate 11 cents. They're not going to donate 11
There's
cents.
logistics here.
Yeah.
The bottom line is 100% thoughtful thing. And I understand where it's coming from because I've been feeling this for many years that this country is just like half this country acts like 9/11 never happened. And I got a problem with that. And it was just a fumble. It was a fumble in a few ways that, I would steer clear from anything 9/11. I just, it's so sensitive, and the fact that there's still people who are connected to it, affected by it, today, it's a tough one. Do I understand where it's coming from? Yeah. the donation dollar amount, it's all bullshit, man. I don't know anybody in this industry who's done more for charity. And I listen, and I'm not saying there's not a lot of people. There might be guys out there doing it. Yeah, but I don't know anybody who's done more than Carlito Fuente.
Yeah.
Let me ask you guys
a
philosophical question. Do you think, because I think that, and again, who am I to critique anything, but I think that if the approach was more geared towards
first
responders and not geared towards because here's the reality, right? The two in the middle represent the Twin Towers. Am I going to light them on fire and smoke them? You know what I mean? Know what I'm saying? The image
on the sheet,
I feel
in the
like
box, he has all the first responder numbers that he got.
I know, but I'm saying,
and I think that it got overshadowed, right? That's what the issue is that some of the creative elements overshadowed. Yeah.
Alex, I grew up in New York, and I can tell you, my kids don't have any memory of the Twin Towers. Like my two younger ones, I want to say.
How old are they?
My youngest are 25 and 24. Mm-hmm. Oh, sorry, 26 and 25. I'm getting older, yeah. So they don't have memories of that, and that's something I say. Okay, that's a memory of looking at that. I don't look at that as I'm burning the Twin Towers. I'm like, it's symbolic in the box with that. They don't have a memory of those buildings.
And I
they
still
were
find
iconic.
It jarring.
Yeah.
Do you ever? I'm not a New Yorker, and I still find it jarring when I see an old episode of television and they pan by the skyline of New York, and I'm like, oh, dude.
Remember the old
the
Sopranos?
Twin Towers, and it's still,
yeah.
It's like I said, anybody who and listen, I'm going to tell you something. Half the time, I believe it's some petty manufacturer who gets his little cult of morons thought on this idea, and everybody then goes runs rampant. But there's nothing anybody with a half a brain of intelligence or knowledge of this industry could come out and say bad things about it. Like I said, on a marketing side, and listen,
I understand what Ben's saying too. Yeah,
I've done things that I thought was absolutely wrong. After the fact, like, holy fuck, I didn't even think people would have taken it.
I think you hit the nail.
There was some vicious comments.
Vicious.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I know where Ben's coming from, and I respect that.
And the bad part about it is that if you're a human being and alive today, you always need to judge by intent.
Yeah.
And nobody fucking does that anymore. They see something, they want to fucking whine, complain. They never even stop to understand what was the intent, right? If you punch me in the face and break my nose, I'm fucking you up, right? But if you open a door and break my nose, I'm on the other side, you didn't know I was there. Is there really a problem? There was an accident. I'm sorry.
I think
no one looks at intent anymore.
When you said earlier, there's the disconnect here is that people in the industry who know Carlito or even know of Carlito, they completely understand all the background. They know Carlito's history. They know he has done amazing things for charities. I think the problem is the consumer who is disconnected from the industry and doesn't know the background and they're sort of reacting emotionally without understanding anything at all about Carlito, the project, his foundations, all the work he's done over decades. And that's like you said, that's what it is they just don't understand. And so they're reacting without thinking. Yeah. And there's been, a lot of really heinous, foul things that people have commented.
It was disgusting, some of those comments I heard. The comments. I mean, listen, we have a positive chat here, and our folks have been really positive with the feedback here. But the stuff I read, I just was sick to my stomach with.
No, I mean, go ahead, Alex.
Two things can be true at once. You can disagree with the box and the imagery and the art, and you can disagree with the attempt. Yeah. But we can also be realistic in life and realize that there's no world in, like Abe said, what was made could even represent a fucking money grab for Fuente.
Real money, any real significant money amount.
So there's nothing that this does that creates a money grab for Fuente. It barely makes the fucking accounting sheet. What this brings in.
Yeah, I mean, you go back even, and this goes way back with Carlito. Back in 2001, after this, Carlito donated $50,000 of Opus A Perfections.
Dude, let me tell you.
By the way, I got to say this. Let me say this first, because Abe says this, and specifically about two companies, Fuente and Padron. These people don't make one decision in life that is not, how does this represent our family first?
For generations to come.
Right, for generations. It's literally, the decisions are, how does this make our long dead patriarch of this family look when we make this decision? And they're at the point, again, the dollars are irrelevant on small projects like this.
Let me tell you something. During the Digital Great Smoke, for those of you who watched, you can remember, and for those of you who didn't, right? Obviously, he made us that green box of Opus X Fuente. It was probably the first time he'd done something like that. It caused a lot of stir and whatever. And I think Michael Herklotz went out to auction a cigar to the 50 or so live people that were there, right? And I think Carlito said that he'll match it, whatever the auction was. So I think the auction ended at $1,500. So somebody bought the one cigar, because every year we stopped even advertising it, but we still do it. We raise money for the Kids Cancer Foundation in South Florida. And so that donation was going to go to them. And I think one of our old patrons who was there bought it for $1,500, and Carlito wanted to buy it for $1,500 and then gave it to my wife after he bought $1,500. And I'm thinking, okay, it wasn't a check from the company. He sent a personal check. Just kind of women. This guy, I mean, look, like I said, judgment why. Listen, I was telling Alex the other day, we used to do a Hot Weekly deal, and we used to always have satire and parody. And every now and then we do something commemorative when something happens. We did one when James Gandolfini died. We made a commemorative.
I remember this one.
No, it wasn't that one.
No, I know. I'm just prepping the story, how we've done it multiple times prior to this one.
Oh,
so we've done it multiple times. And somebody died that I was a fan of or whatever. And we just did a commemorative sample. Now, this was early in my career. And these Hot Weekly deals no one was making a dime on. It was product that I needed to get off the shelf. Name brands. Listen, when something's dead in my store, it doesn't mean it's dead nationally. It's just not selling in my store. There are guys out there who love it and are happy to get it. So that's what we were using our Hot Weekly deals. And if we sold 20, 25, 30, that was a lot, right? But when you're small, it was good enough to help me move some product. And no one ever said anything. And then one of my favorite comedians of all time, literally, I grew up watching him, Mork and Mindy, everything.
The Robin Williams one, yeah.
Robin Williams. And we did a Robin Williams commemorative sampler. And the copy was basically talking about tribute of what a genius he was, and what a loss it is to the industry and just humor in general of life and everything. I was away in North Carolina when this happened, when we dropped it.
Whoops.
And my phone started blowing up from everybody. And it started mostly on the Dojo group. They were all talking. So Eric Guttermerson was trying to call me. And then I go to the emails. Hundreds and hundreds of emails. How dare you? Never saw it coming.
Yep.
And then you think I'm making money. I'm not making money. I might be losing $1 a pack I'm sending out and whatever. And these people just didn't know what a relative amount. Like, dude, you're talking about if I sold 20 of these things, it was a lot. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, and I canceled whatever I was doing that day, and I responded to every single email. Most of it was a copy and paste because I already written out my response. Sometimes you have to adjust based on what they said. And I'm not going to lie to you. And then what I did was, the only thing I could do is I told everybody in the email, it was just honest, nothing we thought of. Robin Williams, one of my favorite guys, but we've taken down the sampler, and we don't make money on these samplers, but whatever we gained in revenue, which was $200, $300, we're going to donate to St. Jude's, because that was one of Robin Williams' famous foundation. And I'm going to tell you something. Out of 200 plus, almost 300 emails, I think only 2 came back. Go fuck yourself anyway. I'm never doing, but whatever. Everybody else was pretty understanding.
They were just, they were
okay, I get it. I see it. I'm glad you took the time to send it out. But these things happen. You never see it coming. Never
Human beings, man. We're weird emotional creatures. Sometimes we respond emotionally,
right?
It's hard to predict.
When the TGS cigar went on sale this year, right? And it was a pricey cigar. I did hear some feedback on this. Like, Abe's doing a money grab. And I knew what you were doing for Carlito. Like, I couldn't say anything, but I did know what you were doing. Like, you were going to be writing a big check to him on that. And it wasn't like something you were bragging about on it either. It was just something.
I don't have to brag. Listen.
You don't have to brag it. Exactly.
What I want to sell something for, and this is my favorite thing, is you have the option not to buy it. Shut the fuck up.
That's what I'm saying.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
And, I heard all that shit, but don't buy it.
Don't buy
it. You want
me
to price something so it feels good? That's not.
Then you
That's
cheap.
not my problem.
You can't cheapen the Opus value.
Then you just don't buy it.
The
ones that we had from 2021 sold for what, 400?
Sure.
So the ones we had from 2021, I think when we released that box, were $400. That was 6 years ago. And let me tell you something: the packaging, the cost, everything was
way up.
Way more than what that box was. Don't get me wrong; it was beautiful, but this was some next level stuff. It was 6 years later, okay. And then when I only had a few boxes left, and we had them in our rare and vintage room, I think, Alex, what were we selling for? $75, and they're all gone.
Yeah,
A stick. We had limit 1, 2. People didn't get a chance to get them. We have a rare and vintage room. We sold them for $75. $600 is not a overstatement. And being that we're only going to have a limited amount, what I was going to donate or what I was going to do is nobody's business. You know, I'm not. Look, if I want to donate something, I want to donate something because I want to donate something. I believe in a cause. I'm moved. I'm whatever. I don't need to advertise it. I don't need to tell anybody.
Yeah, I think what would have been a good idea from Fuente, because it is obviously very emotionally charged, is having a video statement and a press release statement describing a lot of this in detail. And this is not a criticism. You know, it's easy to navel gaze after the fact, but clearly with something this emotionally charged, it in retrospect, maybe would have been a good idea to have all of this information prepped ahead of time, to talk about the background, talk about the details, and sort of walk people through that, because people have responded people outside of the industry have responded emotionally. And obviously these things take on a life of its own. And once it takes on a life of its own, you can't put the genie back in the bottle, unfortunately. And it's not fair to Fuente. And, you know, again, nobody in the industry even bats an eye at this, but outside the industry, that's where people are losing their minds.
You want me to tell you something? The one constant thing after 30 years, everybody fucking forgets. Nobody gives a shit. In 2 months, no one will give a shit.
Even quicker these days.
Yeah, it'll be
quicker
the next drama. The
2
next
weeks.
bullshit.
2 months is 2 weeks.
Yeah. But
all right, what else you got, Coop?
And listen.
Yeah, what else you got?
One final thought on this. I can almost understand the outrage from anybody who's really not in the cigar industry. If you're out there, you don't know nothing about who the company is, anything. You heard this. For me, I get that. All right, you don't know much about what's going on. It looks bad. Yeah. But I'm just telling you, anybody who I see, who I know is a cigar smoker or in this industry or knows what the hell's going on and made a comment, you're done. You no respect anymore. It's finished. You had no reason opening your mouth. It had nothing to do with you. And I guarantee you, half these people aren't even tied to any first responder or anything from 9/11. Just want to be part of the Karen fucking movement of this generation. I'm done.
All right, what else you got, Coop?
I'll kind of go through these quicker. Tatawahe's Old Man and the Sea Monster is shipping.
Hell yeah.
So that is the Culebra and Lonsdale. They are Culebra and Lonsdale packaged together with the blend that was used for the recently released Tatawahe Creature release. So 1,300 boxes. They'll be in coffins, and there'll be 6-count boxes for the coffins. The coffins are $54. If you want a box of coffins, they're $324. So they are heading to retailers as we speak.
Nice.
Yep.
Get your pre-order in.
Yep. We have some news out of Black Label / Oveja Negra. First up, Apostate Cigars, which I think is a brand you guys have brought in this year. They have their first cigar coming out from James Brown. It is called the Death Mask. So that is the first cigar that they've done, not just with James Brown, but the first cigar they've done in Nicaragua. John, it's a San Andreas release. In a 5.5 by 48 Vitola, which is a James Brown Vitola. So those should be hitting the stores in October.
I'll give it a shot.
By the way, do you see those masks in that picture? Those are the guys who own. Those masks were actually made from the faces of the guys who own the company, Apostate. That's Kendrick and Brandon.
That's cool.
So they actually had molds put on them to do that. Yeah,
really good guys.
Yeah, they're great guys. Great guys. I'm really happy for them. And then finally,
and we'll be getting that brand in soon.
Yep. Nice. And there's another Oveja Negra release. This is under, I think, one of their lesser brands, but they have under the portfolio. This used to be a hot brand years ago. Emilio, which is owned by over here, they have the John, you'll happy about this one, I guess. The Suave Sumatra limited edition coming out as well. So that will be hitting the stores. That is a cigar that's in a traditional Robusto and a traditional Toro. So I remember when Emilio was like the hottest brand years ago, by the way.
I have faith that James Brown can make a really good Sumatra.
He has done. He has done it.
Yeah.
The SNR was really good. The SNR is really good.
Yes, at the little one. Yes.
Yeah. So So like a lot of stuff happening this week. A lot of stuff. This was stuff that we saw at the trade show shipping.
Oh, that's your news, right, Coop?
That's the news.
You're done.
I want to add one more. Wait, I want to add one more.
Did I
want
miss
to add
something?
one more, Coop.
Did I miss?
Well,
something?
I mean, some you're seeing, but I like this fucking box. I like this fucking box, Cooper.
Oh, the Bocock brothers.
Yeah.
I like this, man. If there was a fucking Philadelphia Eagles one, I would fucking buy it.
So this company, Bocock Brothers.
Wait, let me put it up again. I don't even know what this is.
I'm assuming the cigars lay over the field when it's full, Abe.
Yeah,
but
it opens up like a football stadium.
I like this.
So this company, Bocock Brothers, they have been working on licensing deals with about 20 different universities. And they're selling cigars branded with, and they're officially licensed. So like there's a whole bunch of schools that have these cigars right now, but that's the first time they've done the stadium box.
Yeah. Cool concept.
It's a cool I haven't been the biggest fan of the cigars. I'll say that, but they're selling.
Honestly,
well. Of course.
I wouldn't care. I wouldn't fucking care. I'd buy if they had a Philadelphia Lincoln Financial Field. I'd buy it. And
I'm waiting for the Temple one to come out.
That would sit on my desk.
I don't think there's a universe where they're getting NFL.
Nope.
No, the NFL's a
not
different
a chance.
There's not a chance with that. I'm hoping they do either.
I'm shocked they got colleges really. Most college campuses are
I grab a Temple box. I grab a Villanova box.
That's what I was saying. I would grab those boxes. And I'm waiting for South Carolina because that's where my daughter went and son-in-law. So I'm hoping they do South because they do a lot of Southern schools. So I'm waiting for South Carolina. My son-in-law says I'm buying the box if it comes out because he's not a huge cigar smoker, but he wants that cigar. So
interesting.
Yep.
All right.
Good week of news.
Yeah.
Well, for more industry news, always teaser and rumor free, please visit our friend's site at cigar-coop.com.
Yep.
Interesting.
Are we ready?
We're ready.
I'm trying to decide if there's a college team I'd really want to buy. You know, I went to Indiana.
FIU, you would buy FIU.
FIU, I would.
FIU. You would because your daughter goes there. Yeah, you would.
Right.
I'm going to be honest with you. I feel more attached to FIU than my real alma mater.
I do, Abe. It's funny. I went to Rutgers, and I have no more affiliation with that. South Carolina and what do you call it? App State are the two really.
I've been so detached from Indiana University for so long. I don't feel like I even belong there anymore.
Yeah.
That's crazy. All right. Is it time to end our show in our typical way, or we got Tail of Tape?
No, we got we can end it on Tail of Tape because we don't have Drew Stay. Would you rather back yet?
So, anyways, Ernie got promoted, so we have a new guy. I met with Will. Yeah, Will's good. I like it.
Ernie's on the move. Yo, shout out to Ernie. Man.
Will McFall.
Shout out there.
Will's awesome, man.
Will is great.
For years, that guy's the real deal. Great guy.
He's a mover. He works hard.
I had a very, very good meeting with him tomorrow. We talked a little bit about the segment. I told him this is really how you should do it. He goes, "That's the way."
Will could do the segment. Will could do this. Will should do the segment. He's awesome.
Will's got great energy.
I'll tell him you said that, Coop.
Yeah, tell him I said that. Will's the kind of guy, like, rep events sometimes, people came out to see him.
Yeah, he's got that energy.
He's got that great,
yeah, he's got great energy.
Yeah, tell him I said that because Will would be great at it. Trust me.
It was a very, very good meeting with him, and I'm excited. I think nothing against Ernie, but when changes like that happen, you get afraid. You're like, oh boy, because sometimes things go south.
Oh, he's awesome. Sure. Will's awesome.
Yep.
Will deserved that promotion he got. Yeah.
Yep. So, all right, it's time for what week 2? Are we only on week 2?
Week 2.
We're only on week 2.
Week 2 of season 13 of Tail of the Tape. Might be fun.
It's funny, Abe, when you said it, I said, the video will tell me it is 14. It's season 14.
I thought
I was like, I'll see it in the video. The video will tell me.
We might be on
All
14.
Right. Casualties of progress. I'll start it off because it seems like I'm the only one ready. Number 9 pick for me is, and this is a back home pick for sure, the neighborhood bookie. That is.
Love it.
Man, that's a good one.
The neighborhood bookie is basically out of business in the point. It's only guys like Benny Volpicello who are probably still using the neighborhood bookie. But
they would come around, like they go around to different, like a guy. I know, like when my dad had the car dealership, they would come in there.
I mean, dude, I remember being 7 years old filling out paper football pools and shit. You know, my grandfather had. But listen, internet, online gambling has killed the neighborhood bookie.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Deader than dead. Do you want me to go next? I'm always ready. You know.
Go ahead, John.
All right. So this again, I'm with Alex on where I'm going with this. The excitement of getting a phone call. You know, before we had caller ID, before cell phones, you had a landline.
You fought with your siblings. Who was going to answer the phone?
Who's going to answer the phone? It was exciting. It was interesting. It was a rush to the phone, and you had to have your sort of phone voice and greeting ready, because if the phone call wasn't for you and you didn't answer the phone properly, there was hell to pay with your family. If you were casual about the way you answered the phone, or you didn't, do a proper greeting, your parents would rip into you. And it was so cool because it was exciting. You didn't know who was on the other line. You didn't know what they're calling about. And now I can't stand phone calls. I don't want phone calls. Every phone call is a spammer. My phone rings. I go, ugh, I can't believe someone's calling me. I miss it, man. I miss it.
You want to know something? I just got upset because I just realized that I missed something on my list. But we even lost a skill. When I was 14, I knew 20 different phone numbers off the top of my head, memorized easily.
I got one better for you that I've been going through. I've been going through now twice, so I'm already working on the other two, so you don't have it. By the time we drove, we got our driver's license. We knew how to get everywhere.
Of course.
Yeah, we knew everywhere. You didn't need you had a map.
That might come up later.
You want to know why? And you want to know why? Because we had nothing to do. We stared out a window. We actually read street signs. We had fucking nothing to do. We knew how to get everywhere because we were driven so many times. Where all my kids, Petra, Petra can't get to the shop and back without GPS.
Oh, like my wife's daughter were the same way.
My daughter, now that I wake up at 5:30 in the morning, take her to school, the junior now, it's the same bus stop for the last 3 years. You come out of our gate. Do you know what road that is? No. Well, which way? It's 2 turns. It's a right on Stribling, a right on 441, 3 turns, and a right on Lake Worth Road. It's basically a U. Yeah. You don't know the name of the streets, and you don't know where the fucking turn, and she's learning how to drive now. It's insane. They've lost that bearing of basic knowledge.
At the window, like you said, they're staring at their phones.
Because we never had to think about it, right? We never just, it's just natural.
To the point where we used to have arguments with our friends about what was the quickest route between A and B, and we'd have a half an hour debate about, no, you can't take that road. There's too many lights.
Then you would test
traffic.
It. You'd split up. It was literally like it split up. So you get
did it.
First.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's race home. Yeah.
Crazy.
All right, Abe, go ahead while you're on. What do you got?
Oh, so mine is more familial. And they're still around, so they haven't disappeared altogether, but it really has as a genre. Board games.
Oh yeah,
I grew up playing board games. My family grew up playing board games. Yeah, we had my friends got together playing board games, and I really love the fact that my oldest daughter is very into board games. Like she loves doing it with her friends. It's like one of her favorite pastimes for a night out with friends. But I know they have online gaming, but it's just not the same.
It's not the same.
It's not the same as social skills and face to face and making real memories. I have great memories of board games with my friends from a long time ago and some hilarious moments. I don't have one online gaming memory. I just think the loss of really that board game culture is used to go to a friend's house. How many of you had friends? They had 50 board games on a shelf.
Yeah, you got the closet. Closet is dedicated for board games.
Yeah, they're all gone.
Yeah,
they're all gone.
Everyone had one.
Yep.
All right, cool.
All right. Cooper? Mine is nostalgic, so I'm going to be very clear in it. Definitely should have been a victim of progress. I have the 8-track player. The 8-track player was a music format. And
It's gonna come up again.
When I got my first car, it was a Dodge Dart, 1974. It had an AM/FM radio. The first thing I did was put that 8-track player in. They were durable. You didn't have to flip them. Look, things came along that were a lot better, like cassettes and CDs. But I love the 8-tracks, and they look nice. You had a collection of stacked 8-tracks in your
Cooper. The feeling and the sound of that 8-track player going in and then locking into place.
Sound, it's nostalgic. It's nostalgic. Yeah. I get it.
I'm gonna guess Alex is the only person here who never had an 8-track player. I had an 8-track player.
No, I had an 8-track player in the house too, not just.
I had two 8-track albums. 2 only. Anybody want to guess what 2 artists they were?
Pink Floyd.
Now, remember, this is in the late 70s now.
Okay.
I'm
about 6 to 8 years old.
Led Zeppelin.
No, I was too young to know who the fuck Led Zeppelin was. Just think international. You know, to know who a band is by the time you're 7 or 8, it had
Beatles.
To be big.
Beatles.
Of that level, but no.
Stones.
One more guess.
Rolling Stones. Gotta be Rolling Stones.
Elvis Presley.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this is the one that'll throw a curveball at you. Kenny Rogers.
Oh yeah.
You got to know when to hold.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, those are my 2 8-tracks that I had.
Alex, my first 8-track was the Rocky soundtrack.
Really?
Oh.
Yep. The Rocky soundtrack.
Wow. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that goes that far back.
Yeah.
My first tape was Dr. Dre, The Chronic.
Nice.
Wait, do you remember the cars that had the armrest that you could slide the 8-tracks in?
Yep.
Of course.
To hold them?
Of course.
They were they were cool. I mean, they were a victim of progress. There's no question
Well,
about it.
I don't know if I miss them quietly, but on a nostalgic level, I get what you're saying.
Nostalgic level, yeah. That's
it was one of those things that made those.
That's the end of the show.
Cars.
Alex is winding us down. He's got an appointment, but thanks for everybody joining us on this fine Saturday. Thanks for sharing the morning with us. We hope we entertained you, had a little fun, and we'll be back again to do it next week. Until then, everyone, keep it lit.